Alright, so if you guys clicked on this video, then I'm sure that there is one problem common amongst all of you, and that is going to be you guys are probably struggling a lot at, getting the materials needed to, evolve your units. And trust me, I know the pain. I've been grinding this game for how long now? Probably a really long time. Yeah, I almost have 30 days playtime in this game, and only recently did I discover some few tips and tricks in order to actually speed up, the grinding process. But don't worry, in today's video, I'm not going to waste your guys' time. I'm going to be telling you every single tips and tricks you are going to need to know in order to go ahead and get yourself some of those nice materials. So yeah, if you guys do end up finding this video helpful, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and without further ado, let's jump right into this. Alright, so first things first, let's start off with a few simple things that you are probably going to need in order to speed up the process. For example, starting off over here at the units. I'm sure you guys probably already know this, but just in case if you don't already know, pretty much how in order to get the materials is that when you have a legendary unit equipped, for example this corrupted prince, as you can see in the description, it says that enemies have a small chance to drop the spirit of ego. So do keep that in mind. You're not gonna get it from like other enemies. For example, if you have mythicals equipped or secrets, you're only gonna get them from the legendaries of that specific type. And now that you know that information, if you didn't already know it, did you guys know that the more of, the same type of like enemies that you equip, or not enemies, I should say units, you are actually going to be getting more of that same type of, what was this called? Yeah, the spirit of ego. Like no joke, with 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Vegetas on, I have been able to get, if I just quickly showcase it to you guys, 13 spirit of egos, meaning that if I get 2 more, I'll be able to evolve 3 of them into secret units. And yeah, you guys can kind of have a look at the difference. I only have like 1 of the super Kakarots on, and this one drops the spirit of instinct. And yeah, if you just go ahead and compare the difference in numbers, I only have 4 of this, but I have 13 of this. You guys kind of get the idea. The more of the same type you're gonna have, the faster you're gonna get, the spirits. But wait, hold on a minute. It is not that simple. You can't just go ahead and immediately, have all of them, of the same type, and then you're instantly gonna get like 50 of them. No, there's actually some other few things that you are going to have to go ahead and, do. For example, heading back on over to the home, you guys are probably wondering, okay, let me guess. You guys are probably going to need to have like, the maximum difficulty on, Immortal 2, and that's gonna be like your best chance at getting them. Well, no, actually, I completely disagree. What you actually want to do is you need to go ahead and put yourself on easy mode. Now, the reason that this works much more than Immortal 2 is because, keep in mind, it has a small chance to drop from every single enemy that you defeat. So if you think about that, right? If on Immortal 2, let's say it takes like 20 to 30 seconds to defeat 1 enemy, whilst on easy mode you can defeat in the same amount of time 6 or 7 enemies. I think you guys are kind of getting the points now. The easier the mobs are, the faster you'll be able to take them down, meaning that you are going to be able and technically have more chances at getting the spirits in a shorter amount of time. And oh yeah, by the way, for those of you wondering if I'm completely yapping right now, I do want to let you know, before I change to easy mode, because I need to go ahead and I needed to do the quests, the quests that were added in like the most recent update, the wizard event. Well, yeah, before that I only had like 1 spirit of ego, and since then I now have 13, and I've gotten spirit of instincts as well when I literally had 0. So do keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Easy mode is going to let you cook. Now, apart from that though, is there anything else that you can do in order to go ahead and increase your chances at, getting something, the spirits or other materials? Well, actually there is. There's quite a lot of ways actually. Like for example, you guys know the traits in the game, the one that you can go ahead and roll over here. Well, actually there is a trait, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, this one, this is what I'm talking about. That will increase your loot luck. If you have a full team of these, by the way, on your like legendaries, then this is going to be increasing your drop luck by, I don't know, let's say you have 6 equips like me, I'm free to play, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, 6 equips. That is going to be 6 times 12, I don't know, that's probably going to be like 72%. Yeah, that's almost 2x. And keep in mind, by the way, you're not going to be needing like strength traits or anything, because since you're grinding on easy mode, then you're probably already one-shotting them anyways. Plus as well, the best part about this is that even if you are really unlucky, right, and you don't have that like god luck, even the rare ones, you know, the 20%, the 30%, or the 15%, well, this one is still going to be giving 12%. And if you do have god luck, and of course you get like, I don't know, secrets or legendaries, then yeah, it is going to be so much more beneficial, because literally this legendary alone is 30% loot luck, and obviously 30 times 6, that's like 6, 12, 80, like 180%. And of course, if you're somehow crazy enough in order to get the blessed one, which is literally going to be 50% loot luck and as well a 5% chance to double all loot drops, well, yeah, you guys kind of know how broken that would be if you do them on 6 units. And just imagine if you're pay to win, right, and you have like 12 or 20 equips. It's going to be stacking up nicely. Plus as well, by the way, there's still even more ways in order to go ahead and increase loot luck. For example, I am pretty sure that there is some kind of equipment. Yes, the lucky die. Actually, wait, is this the best one that you can get in the game? Yes, it does seem to be so do keep that in mind. If you are able to go ahead and get the secret version of this, which is probably going to be very expensive, but definitely worth it, you are going to be having 22% luck per slot. So once again, keep that in mind. Free to play, you are going to be getting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 22%. You guys can do the maths. It's going to be pretty broken. And of course, if you're pay to win or you're free to play and you're grinding days and days like me, well, that's going to be another 5 slots. So add another times 5 to that multiplier. But wait, hold on just a minute. There's still more ways to increase your loot luck. For example, weapon enchants. Just like the traits, it is pretty much the exact same thing. If I just quickly go ahead and showcase it to you, yeah, for example, the secret one is going to be giving you 35% loot luck. And keep in mind, by the way, you yourself can equip this, but so can your units. So again, you can add all of your units up, and then you can add yourself up, so that would be just +1. And then if you're like me with 6 equips, 6 + 1, 7. If you get 7 of these gluttonies, then yeah, 7 times 35%. That's even more like tons and tons of loot luck. And oh yeah, don't worry, you don't need to be like, you know, so godly lucky, you know, getting 0.05% like it's nothing, because even the epic one, which is literally 21.5%, so it's actually pretty common, and it only costs like 5 arcane stars, which is kind of nothing when you start grinding a lot. Yeah, well, 21.5%, and then you can go ahead and get this one. It's still 15%, which is like half as good, but trust me, it is definitely going to be working out much more than, you know, the other stuff. But hey, don't worry, it is definitely going to be like, what's the word, more reasonable to get a full team of, you know? Plus as well, with like the wizard events and like the new quests and whatnot, you are probably going to be needing to get a bunch of arcane stars anyway, so you know, might as well start grinding on them. But anyways, last few things to mention on our list is going to be potions. Yes, that's right, it's just as simple as all of the other stuff, except probably this would be much easier to get, since potions, especially in like the recent events, they have been quite easy to unlock. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this Justice Unveiled mystery box, I'm pretty sure drops some potions for you to get. Let's have a look. Oh wow, actually I'm wrong, sorry guys. Apparently there aren't any drops potions in this specific gacha, but do keep in mind it's still worth grinding out, because just as like the previous methods, as I mentioned before, you are going to be needing a ton of arcane stars, so make sure you're still grinding out for at least the arcane stars, or maybe even like some of this stuff, which might be even better. Let's have a look. No, these specific equipments, they don't increase loot luck, but something that I did forget to mention is that weapons do actually have, you know, passive loot luck. So if you're able to get like some of these later weapons, which literally have, as you can see on the screen, 65% loot luck, 65%, 100%, and the best one, 150%, then yeah, of course, it's going to be stacking up even more, meaning that you're going to be able to get even more loot luck. Wow, I've probably said loot luck so many times in this video. I hope I'm not really boring you guys out, but listen, I'm trying to give you every single method. In fact, I I'm pretty sure the last two methods in the game in order to get loot luck is going to be titles and auras, I think. In fact, yes, as you can see, these auras are going to be giving you loot luck. In this case, if you're able to get lucky like me and get like a 1 in 10 million, well, that's going to be 35%. But let's say you are a little bit on the unlucky side, even like these, you know, common ones like a 1 in 100k, 1 in 300k, or 1 in 15k, it's still 11%, 10%, and the worst one that you can get, which is literally only 1 in 250, it's still 5% loot luck. And that's better than 0. And let's say if auras are not working out for you, well, there are actually titles as well in the game, which, if I'm not mistaken, you can access from the profile. Yes, you can access it here, and some of these are like what's the word, they're not like luck based, they're more like quest based. So like, for example, to get this farmer one, which is going to be giving you 10% loot luck, well, all you have to do is reach wave of 10,000, which, keep in mind, it's not going to be that difficult, especially if you're doing all of the waves on easy mode. And in fact, that's all you're going to really need to do regarding the titles, because it's the only loot luck one. Like literally all of the others are summon luck or gem boost, nothing really like too crazy. So do keep that in mind. You only need to get to wave of 10,000, and then when it comes to the titles, you are pretty much done. And yeah, apart from that though, I am pretty sure that is every single method in order to get loot luck, because when it comes to like all of this verify stuff and group reward, I don't think that has any significant impact. Is there anything else maybe around here? Can maybe the world core actually increase loot luck? Yes, actually it can, okay. However, I think out of all of the different methods that I've mentioned in order to increase loot luck, this is probably the least useful one, because mana crystals, they are pretty difficult to grind out, but do keep it in mind if you do want to get hyper max, you know, maximum 100% max loot luck, then yeah, this is another method. And I think that wraps up every single method that I do want to mention in today's video. Now, of course, I'm sure you guys might be asking, alright, SMG, what about, you know, grinding videos on this game? Because if you've watched this far, then you probably are wondering, where is my anime Immortals update like 6, I believe this is? I'm pretty sure it's update 6. Well, yeah, let's just say I'm grinding a lot off camera, because when I made my last video, I promised that I was going to do even more effort, so then that's where, you know, we would do even more progression. And yeah, I guess this video kind of gives a little bit of a sneak peek on what I'm going to be working on. Hopefully, next time that you see me, these numbers on these materials are going to be much higher. But anyways, once again, if you guys did end up enjoying this video, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And apart from that though, my name's SMG. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out, everybody.